Good morning and welcome to part 1B of Discover Drawing. So in part 1A we were looking at different types of pencil grip for sketching. In the first drawings that we did, we used the conventional tripod handwriting method. Lots of movement in your wrist for this one. We can be fairly accurate. Our lines tend to be quite uniform, as the same sort of darkness all the way through. So it provides a really clear picture, but not necessarily the best kind of picture for rubbing out, making changes, trying to decide what you want to draw. So then we looked at the extended tripod grid, where you literally just slide your fingers halfway up the pencil, and that allows you a little bit more freedom. And again, we talked about this idea, not drawing from your wrist, but using your whole arm to draw. Hence a board or something to hold at an angle is useful, or an easel if you've got one. The other grip we looked at was the overhand one, where you literally pick up your pencil with your finger and your index finger and your thumb, and then you just loosely use it with your hand over the top. And this is quite a nice one as well for shading, because it makes it quite easy there to shade using the side of the pencil. And again, it gives you that freedom for these bigger movements. We finished off by looking at the underhand grip. That's underhand not as in crafty and dishonourable, but underhand as in your hand is underneath the pencil. So this time, this one you can put your hand out flat, palm out flat, line the pencil up parallel to your thumb, and then just grip it lightly with your index finger and your thumb, and don't turn your hand over. Okay, so keep your hand with your thumbnail facing up the way. And we just started to have a look at how we could do arches from here. So starting again with this underhand grip, I'm just going to get a new sheet of paper here, but starting with this underhand grip, what I want you to do now is think about pulling down some vertical lines as well. So let's start with our kind of arch shape again. Okay, so thumbnail on the top. You can use any of the pencil grips that you prefer for this. Just experiment with them. There's no right way. Just do what feels comfortable for you. I actually use a mixture of all of them. What I like about this underhand grip though is once you've done your kind of arch at the top and you just automatically want to go backwards and forwards, I don't know what it is. Let me know if that happens to you, because I just can't stop going backwards and forwards once I start using this pencil grip. The nice thing about this is though, you can rest your fingers here and you can pull down vertical lines quite easily. So you can pull down a vertical line and a vertical line, and horizontal lines are quite nice to do as well. You know, so this always makes me think of doorways, and you can pull down vertical strips here. You might decide you want a double arch at the top, so then you can just sketch around again like this. I'll just let you see what I'm doing here. Okay. So again, thumbnail on top, this loose grip, but just experiment with doing horizontal lines, pulling down the vertical lines, which is quite a nice feeling once you get used to it, and very different from freehand drawing a line in your normal tripod grip. Okay, so what I want you to do is just experiment with all the different pencil grips that we've talked about in part 1A and 1B. And then just enjoy finding a new way to draw. You know, you might decide, you know, that you want to do some plants maybe at the side. You might make steps, you know, you could have some hinges coming out on your door. You could use your little circles there for door handles. Okay, and this is really a very sketchily process. We might pull down some wooden planks on the doorway if you wanted to. Okay, I'm sort of doing this from backwards, and then we might even add in some details of some bricks if you wanted to. You could maybe pull across some more horizontal lines, make pillars. I mean, the sky is your limit really as to what you do, or you might have some other ideas of your own. Let me just show you a couple. If you Google arch doorway drawings, okay, these are some of the things that will come up and maybe inspire you. And actually looking at this one, you know, we could maybe use some of the patterns that we did in the art bites last week and fill some of them with patterns if you wanted to as well. The beauty of a sketch is that once you've come up with all of these ideas, because it's such a gentle way of putting the pencil on the paper. What you can then do is start picking out the lines that you really like. So I started this one in exactly the same way, just loosely drawing, and more about enjoying the feeling of using the pencil in a different way. But then I started to pick out bits that I liked with a slightly darker pencil, or you might use a marker pen, and then at the end rub out all your pencil sketch, or leave it there if you wish. Or you might prefer to leave it as a sketchily picture and just maybe add some colour if you want to. So there's an idea for you. It'd be lovely to see your pictures of archways and doorways. So if you could have a look at those. Let me just show you here. There's another one. Lots of different ideas there coming up. And literally I just put in drawings of arched doorways. And you know, you get up all sorts of ideas which will inspire you. The only other thing I wanted to say, so that's really your task for this lesson, is to use all the different pencil grips, try drawing circles, arches, enjoy the feeling of the motion using your whole arm rather than just your wrist. Try then to use what you've learned to draw me a doorway. It can be arched doorways, quite nice because it gives you that nice arch, and that will help you start to learn to draw circles as well. Practice drawing your circles too. If you could send me in any images, either direct message me on Messenger, or I think you can comment on my YouTube. I think I've set up a YouTube channel called Senya Brendan, so by all means have a look on there and see if you can find me. I'm still working out how that all works. Send me in any pictures, and what would be really nice if you send me in pictures of your work, or you could do it through my this Facebook page, then I can put them together and make a little slideshow for you of what people are doing for Wednesday. So that would be really nice. So please send me in anything that you're doing. You don't need to add your name to it. If you want to put your name on the bottom, if you don't, just leave it. And I'll just make up a selection of random images for a slideshow. It'd be lovely to see what you're all getting up to out there. Little extension for some of you if you want to. We drew at the very beginning a mug, okay, and what I would like you to do is take a real mug this time and actually have a look at the shapes that you can see. So this is what we call very much a symbolic picture of a mug. That's what our brain thinks a mug looks like. We drew that without looking at a real mug. We know what a mug looks like. It's got a side and it's got a handle. And if I hold that very still there, you can see that's the look we were going for. But what if your cup was at that angle? Or if you're looking at it from above? Or if the handle was facing you? Or just like that? This time what I want you to do though is look at the actual shapes of the mugs. So start by drawing maybe the negative shape, this shape in here, and use that pencil grip that we've been discussing. Look at this lovely ellipse here, okay, this sort of squashed circle if you like. And the pencil grip and this curve on the bottom, our brain tells us it's flat because obviously it's a flat surface, so we read that as being a line. But actually, if you forget that it's a mug and just look at it as a shape, can you see there's a slight curve here? Okay, which our logical brain doesn't like, so it straightens it out and that flattens your mug. Whereas if you draw a curve in the bottom and this lovely ellipse at the top, and whatever this angle is here, that will be the same angle at the bottom. And I think I just started to loosely sketch a mug there where you can see the ellipse at the top and the matching curve at the bottom. And I was looking at how the handle was sort of sitting slightly into the mug rather than just as we tend to do, stick it on the edge. So drawing ellipses is really nice. I like using the underhand grip for this. So I like to just, but you can see, and you can go clockwise, anti-clockwise, and then you can pull down those verticals for your mug. And then before I do the base of the mug, what I would do is just hover over that line again, to try and get the same feeling at the bottom. And then you can maybe, rather than just sticking the handle on the edge, if you look at your mug and you turn it so the handle's starting to face you, and then you can really start to look, like my mug here is actually slightly wider at the bottom, but my mug here, I can start to see a shape there, and then this bit comes out like this. And the beauty, can you see I'm actually squinting? Oh, I'm off the page. I'm actually squinting. If you look through one eye at the object that you're drawing, it flattens the image. It stops it being three-dimensional. So that's why you see a lot of artists kind of, you know, looking like they're looking through one eye only. That's the purpose of that. Okay, so I've just done that just so I can see the shape inside my handle. And it comes quite lower down than I thought, actually. So always look at one thing in relation to another. I wanted to bring my handle here, but actually when I look at it, it actually joins the mug way down here. And then I can see a little bit, and you can start analysing all the different shapes. What can you see? What can you not see? You can see the top part of the mug there. That bit's coming in down here, and so on. So you can start to play, but all the while thinking about those pencil grips and see how it changes your drawing. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed that. Join me on Wednesday, and as I say, if you can send me any pictures of anything that you've done, that would be wonderful. It's always good to share. Look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for joining me, and good luck with your drawing.